Hi, good morning guys. I was hoping I wouldn't have to do this video, but I do. Just to be fair, I'm going to try and be fair across the board here. So we're talking the greyhounds again. And I showed you yesterday the new bits and pieces. And I think I gave you a few losers to start with. I think I did. I can't remember what I gave you yesterday. Again, you've got it all depends on price, doesn't it? I mean, you've got the forecast there, but the price. If you work through on the price, then uh, first race. Just a quick look. That one doesn't look terribly promising. That one's got a 1. That's that one looks a bit more promising for a win, etc., etc. There, nearly everyone beats the 5 dog. It's just doing it really quick. Here, this one looks a decent lay. Stop complaining. Number 2, 1-1. I'd be quite interested to see that one. Look, see, it gets beaten by the 1 dog and the 5 dog. In fact, he gets beaten by the 5 dog on quite a few occasions. So if that goes off at a short price, I'll be quite interested in laying that. Stop complaining. Put it down as 11-4. They both tipped it. So that's really what I do. What I'm going to do this morning in this video is show you their new Triple Crown and their track tune, which is #9. If you don't know what I'm talking about, and you don't know what I'm talking about, I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so what I've got is I've done this. I've got to get rid of that. I've got to get rid of that. Okay, so here we have. We're talking about 8 first, which is a track tune, which they've had out for about a month and a bit. And it was going quite well. You can see here I've got 1,160 bets up until the 20th of April. So that's from the 1st of April to the 20th of April. And you can see it's a steady incline where it's sort of levelled off a bit then, but it's coming up again. And in fact, up until the 28th of April, I actually made 700 quid. I haven't actually got that graph, but it was a shade over 700 quid. Which is pretty decent, really. Okay, there's quite a few bets, but if you just want to set that up in the background, I can tell you on it because I've got it written down. I'm old-fashioned. I use paper. Okay, so we had 7 losing days. Which was the maximum we lost in a day was £31.84. We had 12 winning days because I didn't write, so that doesn't add up to 20. Yeah, I know. It's because we didn't have the results for the 9th of the 4th. I don't know why, but it blanked out. But we had 12 winning days, and the maximum we had there was £102.69, which was nice. There were a couple of £102. There was 102, there was 101, and then we go down to 64, 54, 93, 60, 19, 15, 11, 50. So there was quite some big winning days, and there was only 2 losing days of 30, and a few small, 10, 15 quid losing days as well. So I was quite happy with that. It then carried on from the 21st to the 28th, where we had we didn't have a big losing day at all. The maximum we lost was £8.17, and yet we had a 37 winner, and a 45 winner, and a 23 winner, and an 111 winner. So it was going swimmingly up until then. I was quite happy with it. I thought, right, this is you know, they've got something here. And then I'll tell you what the problem was. Because I get up early and I download it early as soon as the thing's out, and I grab the results and I stick them in the you know, whatever it's called, BetRock Pro, early. And I got a couple of winners that they didn't get if they'd settled round, which I'm not exactly sure why, because surely a winner's a winner. I mean, I'm not sure why it's altering. So I did speak to Paul, and he said, oh, it's because we have, on the galloping track, they had the odds cut down. Okay, right, fair enough. He said, we're going to tweak it. So they tweaked it. And since they tweaked it, which was the 29th of the 4th, we have had 2 winning days of £12 and £2, and every other day has been a loser. So whatever they tweaked it with is definitely not working for me. And I can show you that, I think, if I can remember which one I've put it on. What did I say? 8. Did I say the 8? 8. That's it. 8. Right, so the 8. So from the 1st to the... No, it's not. Oh, you want 29th to the 5th, don't we? Sorry about this. That's just my usual fucking slick self. Right, from the 29th to the 4th, which is a week, just over a week, whatever else, we've had 439 bets, and we've lost £78.57. Now, okay, you can say it swings, roundabouts and things like that, but it isn't. That is not swings and roundabouts. Before the 29th, I had 3 losing days on the trot. One was £30, one was £10, one was a couple of pound, I can't remember exactly. But this is now turned into disaster. Okay, they said that the tweaks they made have reduced the number of bets. Yeah, well, they've also reduced the number of winners quite considerably as well. Well, so it's gone from a profitable system, you know, and it was making, what, £20 a day? Let's say £20 a day it was making, on average. And it's now gone down to losing £10 a day. 78 divided by 8, yeah. So that was a little bit depressing. I actually did this as well. Let's just show you this. I broke it down into, you've noticed that there's galloping tracks, tight tracks and balanced tracks. So I broke it down. The galloping track, so if we look at the galloping track, this is just since the 29th, since they changed it. And okay, that one is showing a tiddly profit of £2.15 for 119 bets, which, yeah, is not terribly good really, is it? What do you think? I don't think it's very good. I honestly don't think. Well, if we get to the balanced tracks, where there's obviously a lot more balanced courses, and that's lost £52.63, and it's just a steady downward curve, isn't it? So, and I'll go and do the tight one just so that you know. And that one, oh look, it actually had a little profit to start with. but you've only had 93 bets because there's not many tight tracks. And it's gone down to shut up. And we're now £28 down. So that's how it breaks down, which is, I'll be honest, I'm not really very impressed with that. No. I was impressed with it, you know, on the 28th of May I was impressed with it. But since then I'm not impressed at all. So I'm watching what I say because I don't want to get sued just in case somebody sees this from whatever else. So this is the Triple Crown, their new one, which incorporates the new head-to-heads and the last fives and the trend form. That was all it. And if we look at this one, right, so that one has shown a small profit. It's made, what, 30 odd quid? But it's only been released, I think I've had it, I think I got it straight off, which was 8th. 8th was yesterday. 6th, was it? I think I had it to 6. So let's just go back and look at those and we'll run it, because I think we've got something to say about this as well. So we're going to go for the Triple Crown back testing. Let's look at yesterday's figures first. It won't take too long because there aren't that many. And we lost £9.7. So let's go back the day before. How do I do that? I don't know. Yes, I do. 7th to the 7th. Yes. Okay, so let's do that. And that lost a penny. Let's go back another day. Sorry, let's go 6. 6 to the 6. Yep. Calculate. And that made £8.13. So this is slightly better at this stage. But the argument I have, right, because you can't go back very far because they haven't had this head-to-heads in there. But they just seem to have jumped on this and released it without it being tested. So that's my basic moan. But actually I've got a couple of moans. I mean, the first moan was the fact that when you bought Greyhound Best Times, you were promised updates for life. Now they've claimed, they're now asking for another 50 quid to go up to this one. Which personally, yeah, actually I'm not worried about the 50 quid, but I'm worried for you guys, because I don't really see why you should pay 50 quid for a couple of extra columns. It's not an upgrade. It's, well, I don't know, is it an upgrade? It's not something new, is it? It's basically the same. You've still got the splits, the times and everything else. You just chuck in a couple of extra columns and ask 50 quid for it. So I'm not 100% loving that. Okay, you've got all these things here. Then they brought out this new system. I mean, the track tuned you could have got for the 50 quid as well for nothing if you jumped on quickly. But otherwise you're paying 50 quid for it. Well, you can't now because it's sold out. Triple Crown, there's still 25 copies of that one. I would leave it at 25 copies personally. I wouldn't shell out another 50 quid for that. Certainly not at the moment. So So, sorry, this is a bit of a depressing one, really. Depressing video. So, well, tomorrow, I'm going to run some figures today. I'm going to run some figures and see if I can find a better way of doing it. Because that's what I was going to do. I just want to show you this. If I can find it. Yes, here we go. Right. So this is today's Triple Crown selections, which, of course, I haven't shown you. But, in fact, I won't show you. Right, I won't show you because it's not fair. So what I want to do is just to have a look at the way they're selecting. Right, so they're selecting. Okay, you've got 2 there. That dog hasn't beaten anything. That dog's beaten 1 once. That dog hasn't beaten anything. 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 So basically, the only one I'll be bloody interested in is that one, which I'm not going to tell you what it is because I'm not that interested in it. But you see what I'm saying? They come up with this thing. Oh, let's look for blues because they must be good, and I'm sure they are. But that for me is not a system. That is just a hit and hope. That's the sort of thing I used to do in Discord. I used to say, oh look at this, let's try this. But then I never used to charge you 50 quid for it. So anyway, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to run a few things and see if I can find something better to do it on. So, and I don't know whether I'll have it out this weekend. I don't know whether I'll have it tomorrow because the Mighty O's are playing Stockport in the playoffs. So I'll be a bit fucking nervous tomorrow. But apart from that, I think I've finished. And I don't think I've been too rude. I think I've been fairly fair. But anyway, that's the situation.